just speak from my heart. And usually I try to jot down a couple of notes. But today I just said, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just see what comes out of my mouth. So let's see how this goes. I'm Dr. Rami Khan. I'm an internist and an assistant professor of medicine. And I do a lot of teaching throughout my day. That's what I do. I'm the director of the third year medical students at the medical school that I am a professor at. So my passion is helping people. I mean, that's what we do. And I might have to disagree a little bit with Dr. Jenkins about we don't know what we're doing, because I think we know what we're doing. I just don't think we have like some contrived plan. I think we have a vision and an idea of what we want to do and have had this for years, and then just been beating the pavement for years. And sometimes we'll sit back and I'll take our little boardroom meetings, just three of us in Dunkin' Donuts, not really a boardroom, but we'll sit back and we're like, wow, how does this person get to be like this and that? And we doing the real work, but I think that God is good. I mean, and we're supposed to be doing the work just the way we are doing it. Because maybe if we was all Hollywood, we wouldn't be able to come here and the kids wouldn't necessarily relate to us, because now, we Hollywood and I got to drive, I can't do no autographs right now. No, I'm too busy right now. You got to talk to my agent. But that's not how we were just sitting down trying to relax. Earlier, a bunch of kids came up and they said, can we get it? I'm like, yeah, you can get an autograph. Now, why not? Like, that's what we're here for. We're here because we want to inspire you. And if you respect me enough that you actually want my autograph, I need to respect you enough to give you an autograph. And so I never took away an autograph, but I just feel like sometimes we are running our way as to how we want to go about trying to, because we're so passionate about helping our youth, and not just our youth, our communities in general. And so it's one of those things like, we like to try to figure out if we're on the right track. We need to gauge things, and coming here helped us gauge that we have been doing the right thing all along. And it just gave me I think this might be the jump start of another 10, 15 years for us, because this really was an emotional thing for us. And Dr. Jenkins was right. I don't think I've ever seen Dr. Jenkins cry, period. Much less in front of hundreds of people. I was about to tweet it, but then he might beat me up. So I left it alone. And then he got me up there choking him. So I was like, I ain't gonna do that. Go ahead. I didn't even get started here, by the way, but I told you I'm gonna let it come out how it comes out. But it's real, because we really do believe and love what we do, and we just wanna continue that. I had a patient the other day who, 39-year-old gentleman, young guy, young brother. He came to me because his wife said he wouldn't go see any other doctors because he doesn't trust doctors. And so, we're sitting in there talking, and I'm talking to him about his blood pressure. We're trying to manage his blood pressure, but I can't get him to come back. But he goes to the golf course every week, and so we're struggling with this guy. And then one day he comes in to see me, and I'm like, and I'm joking with him, but I'm not. I'm like, why are you here? And he's like, well, you're my doctor, I'm supposed to. I'm like, but you never come in the other time. And I look through the chart. The NS means no show. So I'm like flipping through the chart, all the no shows that he has in his chart. And I'm like, see, we need to be managing your blood pressure. I know, doc. I'm taking care of the family, I'm playing golf, I'm doing this. I said, so why are you here today? And so he's like, well, you've been telling me I need to, lose a little weight, and I've been cut back on the salt, and I've been exercising, but, I bought the treadmill, I'm on the treadmill every day. But, I'm looking at the clock, I try to put the towel on the clock so I won't remind him of the time. He said, but every day, every time I'm on the treadmill, at about 5 minutes, my chest starts to hurt. So I'm thinking, he's 39, he's a young guy. And I'm like, he's like, and I figured I was asking my friends. I said, any of your friends doctors? No, but he listening to them anyway. But he's like, I was asking my friends, and they were telling me that it's probably just because you're deconditioned. You haven't worked out in God knows how long. So I just pushed through it, kept running, but the pain kept coming. You know, and I said, so how long is the pain? We go, oh, at least a month and a half. So I'm thinking to myself, so, and I always tell my residents and the students, whenever somebody comes to the hospital, particularly if they have a problem that's been going on for a long period of time, there's a reason why they actually came that day.
That's right.
So what made this day special? It's been going on for 6 weeks. Something made this day special. Something made, and that is a important historical point. And as an internist, my job is to tease out things and to try to get history out of people. And so that was the main question I asked. So what made you come in today? He said, well, Doc, you know, I got a young, son. He's 4 weeks old, and I'm happy. We up late with the kid, but I was bringing him around and trying to get the car seat, and I could barely do that before this. I almost had to clutch my chest and almost drop my son. So I figured I needed to come in. So I'm still thinking he's 39. He only has blood pressure problems, and they're not so well controlled because he doesn't come in, but I'm thinking to myself, well, any other symptoms? So I go through the whole list of things that I always teach my residents and students to do. And the only other thing is that he had a little pain in his hand. But when he was talking to his friends, the ones that are not doctors, he was saying they had told him that because it doesn't radiate all the way down, and it definitely ain't later. So I had to ask again, I said, are any of your friends doctors? Just so, no, okay. So, but when I asked him the question, it turned out that this pain was associated with this pain right here. And it came when this pain came, and when this pain went away, so did this pain. And so this guy had what I thought was unstable angina, or angina, tomato, however you say it. So I wanted to admit him to the hospital. Well, this guy who never comes in didn't want to get admitted to the hospital. So we fighting and stuff, and I'm calling his wife, and we just having this whole big fight. Finally, I get him to go to the hospital. He said, well, I got a plane to Florida tomorrow morning to go play golf. So I said, I'm going to try to get the stress test today, but if I can't, you need to stop. I don't know, doc. So he gets in, so we go to the telemetry for it. Any of you guys go to the telemetry for it. It's heart monitors, it's low salt diet. I walk up there to see him later after I'm done with the day. He got 2 boxes of pizza sitting in the lounge. First of all, how'd you get the pizza on the floor? He's like, Doc, I was about to tell my wife to bring a bottle of wine up here too. I'm like, no. So I had to sit down and talk to this guy, and he needed to be serious with him. Like, look, you were here. He's like, yeah, I'm young now, I'm 39, And I'm thinking to myself, you are young, you are 39, but you have family history, you have high blood pressure, you drink, you smoke, you have a lot of issues that can be causing problems, and you have these symptoms. And you came to me for a reason.
Right.
You wouldn't have come to me otherwise. And so I know this must have been serious to you. And so, long story short, this gentleman had a small reversible defect in his anterior septal area of his heart. In fact, my partner was like, that's probably nothing. But I didn't want to take nothing for an answer, so I sent him for a catheterization. He had a 99% lesion in his left anterior descending artery, which is basically the main artery of your heart that pumps that blood throughout your body. He could have dropped dead when he was in Florida trying to play golf. And so we rushed him to get his stent. And he had 39-year-old had 2 drug-eluting stents replaced. And hopefully we saved his life. And hopefully he will eat right and exercise and do the right things. But I worked hard on him. And one of my partners called me and said, I don't know if I would have done the same thing. This 39-year-old guy, blood pressure a little while. I said, but you have to listen to people. You have to, and you have to love and understand what you do. And I think, and so that's the reason I went back. And I could have just said, he didn't want to go in. I could say, well, hey, like sometimes the teachers would say, I got mine, you got to get yours. That's your attitude, you teaching. So I could say the same thing. Well, hey, I'm helping shoot. I go to church every day. I don't know, But of course not. And I got, but it was important enough. And I think the reason I told you this story is because that is what we do. This is what we do for a living. This is what we do for what we do outside of our professional lives. We want to help people. We want to